election.
Yes.
2027.
Yeah. So the competency ya Matiang'i.
Yeah.
Do you think Matiang'i alikuwa competent? Yes.
You don't tolerate incompetence. You don't tolerate corruption. You don't tolerate all this nonsense you hear around. You'll always be there.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. Mistakes will always be there. What's up, Reelers? Welcome to the Real Talk Republic podcast,
Where the truth meets the vibe.
Na hapa mgongewa meets mgongaji and they become mgongo. Yani sisi ndo maspy kwa hiyo relationship yako.
Yeah, of course. Stories za siasa, governance na finances. Sote unapata hapa tu.
It's me, the undefeated, most beautiful, and the number one chick bliss. Plug in, speak up, and stay woke.
No mask, just the mic and the moment. Yeah. My name is Phathil Mulla.
Let's make our ghetto. Yani mzee si mzee, kama si mzee dari.
Yeah, for amazing episode, of course. Arego, Dango. Hi Reelers, this is Real Talk Republic all the way from Kifrika studios. Welcome to our new episode. And by the way, the privilege of appearing on your screen, ama on your phones, is something we do not take for granted. And thanks, by the way, for the support, subscribing and sharing us. Welcome to these amazing episodes. Bila shaka, always skwangi solo kwa studio. From the farthest end,
I'm your number one cheat bliss.
and of course,
What up, people? Is Phathil Mulla, of course. Karibu sana.
let me take a pause. Reelers, today tumekuwa na question, the big question, regarding Kenyan happen in the political sphere of the Republic of Kenya.
Yep.
Especially jana muliona former CS wa Interior, Fred Matiang'i, aki have interview na one of the media company or media house of the Republic of Kenya.
Yes.
Na plus tumefollow up from the beginnings akitangaza waziwazi kwamba I will be a presidential candidate in the year or the forthcoming election.
Yes.
2027.
Yeah. Na sasa amerudi officially. Remember Matiang'i alikuwa anafanya kazi na World Bank.
Yep.
Yes.
Na sasa amerudi officially akisema chief, mimi kitu nataka. And the big question for the discussion today, Reelers, is why Matiang'i might not be the best or preference candidate to the people of Kenya.
Yeah.
And of course, unaweza suggest na kutuambia why he is the preferred candidate of your choice.
Reelers, anzeni kujiprepare hapo kwa comment section, mtupatie ideas zenu because we really need you guys.
First of all,
Yeah.
you guys, I want you to realize something, yeah?
Yes.
For Matiang'i to be for Matiang'i for the idea to come, the idea did not come from him. That's
Yes.
how I see it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unaelewa? This idea comes from just civilians who think because of his competence and his accountability through his career, from being a cabinet secretary of education
From
to-
ICT.
yeah.
Yeah.
Alianza ICT?
Alianza ICT, okay.
In 2013
Yeah, but we knew him very well,
in education.
when he came to the Ministry of Education.
Yeah.
And he really made changes, and there was so much visible changes, and changes that you
Changes
could
kama
see.
gani? Kuavoid watu kuiba mtihani? Ama?
Of course, that is what
Yeah,
was one of
education,
them.
I mean mtihani leakage ilikuwa
Yeah.
excess.
Yeah, ilikuwa excess,
akakuja
and he made it very, like you can see his work, and
Is that the same time watu walinyolewa marks KCSE?
That's 2016.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sijui.
Nakumbuka watu wanasema hiyo time ya Matiang'i watu walikatwa marks mbaya sana.
to the point now where from education, a ministry, to interior
Boys,
ministry.
you said Matiang'i was a competent.
Yeah.
You say people wamesuggest kuendea Matiang'i because they saw the competency ya Matiang'i.
Yeah.
Do you think Matiang'i alikuwa competent? CS, akiwa CS kwa Republic of Kenya, please hebu tuanze tu nawe because I don't know whether wewe solo ulikuwa umeona ama other Kenyans pia wanaona maze Matiang'i alikuwa mchapa kazi vizuri.
Yeah, of course.
Matiang'i alikuwa tu mfiti time ya education. Hapa time aliingia interior ndio alianza kuharibu. But still hata akiwa CS wa education si ati alikuwa perfect sana. Personally, I wouldn't go for Matiang'i as the coming president 2027. Juu alisharibu matime za interior. In interior 2018 to 2022, his reputation shifted. He oversaw controversial police crackdowns on protest, allegations of being used to intimidate political opponents of the state, and he perceived to be part of the deep state that opposed Ruto in 2022.
But thing one, we have to accept kwamba hakuna mtu perfect.
Hakuna mtu perfect.
Especially hakuna mtu perfect.
Hakuna mtu perfect.
Yeah, especially politicians.
Politicians are not even anywhere close to
yeah.
hata anywhere close to.
Unajua ile kitu amwelewi ni kuwa the moment you are given a responsibility, especially your docket ya interior security, you need to understand something. There will be mistakes. Unanielewa? Na hizi mistakes, in order for you uweze kutimiza kenye uliahidi, so that you can fulfill your work as an interior minister or an interior secretary, cabinet secretary, there must be some of the things ambazo you're gonna have to do wrong to make it right.
Kazi ya CSO interior ni gani?
The internal security is in charge of the internal security. You know?
So like ako in charge of sisi tunafaa kwa tunapata security. So he is in charge of that.
Basically anything that is happening inside the country, he is involved. Because now think about it this way, that involves even intelligence.
Yes.
The intelligence of the
because
country.
shots.
Yeah.
Bro, I mean, mi naweza sema hivi, naweza kakusupport that Matiang'i alikuwa competent minister from the reign akiwa ICT minister, akiwa education minister, eka full stop hapo. Because hii reign alikuwa education minister, kulikuwa na a lot that change, zenye zili transform, especially kwa hii mambo ya education sector.
The fact that anaweza toka kwa ministry moja, anaenda kwa ministry ingine na bado ana make changes na anakuwa successful, there's a reason as to why alitolewa kwa hiyo ministry akapelekwa kwa ingine, kwa sababu kazi yake ilikuwa inaonekana.
Yes.
Of course,
that's why nimekwambia eka full stop.
Ukiwork na kazi yako ionekane, so unapewa promotion.
Na ndio nataka tuendelee zaidi ya hapo nikwambie, after Matiang'i alionekana ni mtu ambaye anaweza kazi yake. That is why people came and gave him the idea kwamba wewe you can make the best president because you don't tolerate nonsense, you don't tolerate incompetence, you don't tolerate corruption, you don't tolerate all this nonsense you see around. Unaelewa? Yeah.
After people telling him that he can become the president, did he agree to it?
Obviously he has agreed to it and he's pursuing it.
But sasa how sure is he that atapata votes from the people who told him he can become the president?
No, you see, Matiang'i organized some analysis from a certain company huko Canada, yenye wanafanyanga hizi analysis za politics, kuonyesha kumfanyia research if ako preferred candidate kuvai, ako kwa ile position ya kucompete against President William Ruto. And now company ako in charge kufanya like research to find out why did Raila Odinga fail despite the fact alikuwa na support ya deep state, unaona? And what
Raila
was the mistake?
Raila aliibiwa jamani.
Maybe atuko sure na hiyo.
Tuliona kwa TV. We all saw it on TV.
Let me cook this.
How many times do you have to keep on complaining
about
rigging? Because you keep on running again and again. How many times now? 4 times.
Like
5 times.
4, 5.
How do you complain about being rigged?
4 times.
The election being rigged?
Yeah.
But Raila naye
You need to find a way. You need to find... There's something is wrong somewhere.
There's something wrong somewhere.
So Matiang'i found the solution, ama alireziwa buzz kusema kwamba anaweza vie for the presidency in Kenya after kutoka from the company in Canada. And mwambia washa investigate why William Ruto ali succeed and why Raila Odinga ali fail. Waka weigh on that. Waka weigh also on even though
we are in this country na tunajua ni kwa nini William Ruto ali succeed kwa president.
Yep, we
It's
all
very
saw
simple
it. We all
because
know
he
it.
had the support of the Mount Kenya region. That's it.
Mount Kenya ndio wako wengi.
Yeah, of course.
I know that.
They voted for him. 46% of the votes came from Mount Kenya.
Do you think Mount Kenya will vote Matiang'i?
Of course they will.
What if Gachagua is-
Trust me,
I don't think
trust
they
me,
will.
you. Largely, the largest number of voters from Mount Kenya region will vote for Matiang'i.
Bro, remember Gachagua is also on the ballot.
Gachagua si ni wa hiyo my area.
No. Gachagua is not on the ballot. They have not yet decided. This is just a coalition.
Aya,
They
but
have not
in
yet
case
decided.
now he decides to run.
hatakuwa.
So tunasema in case now he decides.
Let me just
Too
say
smart.
this one.
He's very smart, Gachagua.
Yeah, Gachagua is smart.
Not to divert all that voice wake. Na wakati kuna mtu mmoja wanaweza support na other Kenyans wamsupport ashinde. Gachagua main goal ni Ruto must go.
Yeah.
So Gachagua, are you interested na kuwa president?
Gachagua,
Not really.
If he isn't, then that means watu wa Murima, watu wa hizo maeria watavotia Matiang'i.
I'm not sure about this. I'm not sure about votes kuendea Matiang'i, and either I'm not sure kama Matiang'i atakuwa opposition candidate. Unajua jana kwa interview alisema like mimi sina party officially. Hizo rumors mlikuwa mnaambiwa sijui Jubilee imesema mimi ni candidate wao. Amesema most parties are claiming Matiang'i. Maze Matiang'i ni hot cake. Kila mtu anataka
ukifanya kazi safi kila mtu anakutaka bana.
Nyinyi mnasema alifanya kazi nzuri. It was questioned about River incident. You know,
River sasa hiyo ni ile time za Uhuru.
Time
zenye tulikuwa tu tunaamka asubuhi tunasikia 4 boys wa killed in River.
Yes.
Tumelala TV mnasikia suji bodies were found.
The Kianjakoma brothers. The Kianjakoma brothers.
Hawajaipata justice.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. There was some issues kwa media in 2007. Chief, we suffered, bro.
Let me
all the way from Kenyatta International Airport. I was tear gassed, bro. I was
wewe umeenda maandamano kazi zote.
I was still in high school. Yeah.
So you went to
ulianza kwenda maandamano high school.
Why would you go to receive Baba? Why would you go to receive Baba?
Me, I started going in maandamano when I was in form 2 or form 1.
Hebu chagua Subaru yako.
Why do that?
You see, there is adamant supporters, Chief.
You're still a minor at that time.
No, adherents, bro. Adherents. You know, kuna politicians wengine kuna adherents wenye bado ni politbureaus wao wameanza league ndogo. Nao politbureaus wao ndio wana grow nao wanasema mimi nakufa na yeye. So hiyo level hata Matiang'i hajafika bado. Hata Gachagua hajafika hiyo level.
Let me tell you something.
Hata Kalonzo bado.
Let me tell you something. Bro, let me tell you something. One thing you need to realize is
yes.
For you to be voted the president in this day and era, vile tunaelekea sahi mahali Kenya tunaelekea sahi, it's not about being a diehard of anyone. Because hiyo kuwa diehard, tunaona tu wale watu wanakufuata wana akili. Kwa sababu unawabebea akili. It's very obvious. Kwani uoni? Well, skiza, a person who can devote his life and say mimi nitakufa because of this politician. Huyo ni mtu ambaye ana akili. That's not a civilized person. But we're living in a day and age of civilized Kenyans out here who are ready to vote for a leader, not based because of his tribe. Not because,
no, Chief.
Not because
tribe plays a role in rigging elections.
Really?
You must have.
Unakufa na yeye anakusaidia na nini?
Bro, you know, the thing remains, 2027 election is still based on tribal lines, despite the fact Gen Zs wako.
But sasa tumesema we are tribeless.
No, there is nothing like tribeless, Chief. Because watu wa Murima wanaenda kusema, Ruto, by the way, I'll play you a clip. I'll find it and play you when we are discussing much about
same people.
When wakisema, sisi ni vizuri tumejua William Ruto kama kwa tamu 1. Sasa tuko na idea venye tunaweza discuss na yeye. Tungemjua time 2. So it means au watu wanaenda kuvote kupunish William Ruto. Now that's why William Ruto ashajua.
Is that tribal?
Very tribal, Chief.
These are the same
tribal
people.
Because the people who are saying this are from Murima.
No. These are the same people who voted him in.
Yes.
Okay? And you are saying they are tribal.
Ruto alipata votes from Murima.
Yes, definitely.
But Murima ni wa Kikuyu, Ruto ni Mkale.
Let me tell you, wacha niwaambie, kama mnasema election isikuwe tribal, inafaa kuwa hivi stuff. Mvote mtu na agenda zake. Msivote mtu na.
Sasa si time ya campaign watu wana hizo manifesto. Tunasikia nani manifesto zake ziko sawa.
Already washasoma manifesto, Chief.
Aya, sasa tushasikia, sasa tunaangalia nani ya zake zinaendana na needs zetu.
So many factors are going to play.
Yes.
And one of them is, since you are in leadership, what have you been able to do up to now? But that is one part of it. And then tunaona our candidates wawili. So far tunaweza sema kuna Matiang'i, kuna Maraga, alafu kuna Ruto, kuna Kalonzo.
Ruto already
Ruto ni X already because tumeona Kenya anaweza fanya, tumeona Kenya amefanya.
Yeah.
Matiang'i, we can see literally this guy has been working
We
everywhere.
already saw how hardworking he is.
Everywhere he has been given a responsibility. He fulfills it. He's very
But
competent.
sasa hapa kwa interior people complained, why are we just focusing on the goods he did and not part of the bad things?
A lot of people are focusing on the negative side of it just to discredit him. But the truth is,
what are the positive
mistakes will
impacts?
always be there.
That's fine. Mistakes will always be there. But assuming you want to marry a girl, utaangalia the good things she has done, and also utaangalia the bad things she has done. Utaangalia easy bad things amefanya. Are they things I can live with? Are they things I can entertain? So it's the same thing tunaangalia. If you want to elect a president, tunaangalia the good things amefanya. Tunaangalia. Sasa hii time yenye alikuwa CS wa interior, alifanya these bad things. Are they things that akifanya when he's the president we can entertain?
Nice question.
They are more good than bad. That's one thing you need to realize.
Chief,
Yes.
From Matiang'i,
That is-
you know, from perspective of a woman, maybe you'll find a lot of good things because you will do internalized research about her. But now coming to politics, no, Chief, just point us tuonyeshe tu mbili good yenye utapraise about
Sir,
Matiang'i.
let me say this. We are a country right now. We are facing the key thing that we need to achieve in this country is economical excellence.
Excellence and stabilization.
So we need to be economically stable right now. We don't need all this nonsense about human rights. Nini. We need that accountability. We want to drive away corruption. Hizo ndio vitu ambazo tunataka. Unaelewa? Economic stability, removing and getting rid of corruption. Those are the important things right now we need to deal with. Unaelewa? And Matiang'i is the right person for that. And every other person right there.
Aya, sasa
Matiang'i ama Maraga.
venye sasa tuko na
You have two
madeni.
options for you.
Venye sasa tuko na madeni. Matiang'i will help in
Of
paying
course.
the debt.
I
We've
think
seen this guy do something.
for debts, let's just be realistic. No African country is going to survive out of debt. Na bado zitakuwa
Nigeria, they are free of debt.
Hata nani uko kwa Traore wako free of debt.
Yeah.
Do you think Kenya can survive out of debt? And do you think there is any president who can
Imagine
bring us out of that?
ukiunganisha tu the taxes we've been paying, like hiyo venye wakenya wamejitolea tunaweza lipa
Wala
hiyo
inaweza kuwa ni
deni.
fact. Inaweza kuwa ni fact because I think corruption is a factor, especially country yetu. Because expenses unaonanga hao watu wenye already wako kwa gava wanatuonyesha venye wana cruise na magari. Kuna positions zingine pia si important zinakuwa hivyo. See, there is expenditure. State house inakuwa renovated after in every financial years with billions of shillings zenye zinakufaa kuwa channel to education.
Billions.
See,
How
but
many?
I don't think kuna candidate right now mwenye anaweza tufanya vizuri. Because yesterday Matiang'i alikuwa anasema you people when I mentioned I want to vie for presidency mnanimentionia Ruaraka incidents lands. No, watu walimiss during reign ya Matiang'i bro. Pale nilikuwa nafanya na media house fulani. So tulikuwa tunaenda slums hizo street yenye walikuwa wamebomoa mpaka sahi especially Njenga. Mpaka sahi there is no those modern houses they promised there. Walikuwa wamebomoa, wamama walikuwa na as in things
Vitu
were
zao
bad for
ziko too
them.
scarce.
Yeah, they were having children. Things were bad for them. Nothing changed. Hizo kulikuwa nyingine Kariobangi.
You realize something, yeah? The affordable housing boma yangu. Is it boma yangu ama ni boma yetu?
Boma yangu.
Boma yangu initiative, that was all by Uhuru Kenyatta.
Yes.
Yote ilianza na Uhuru
Affordable
Kenyatta.
housing ilianza na Uhuru. Hiyo najua.
Yeah. It was one of the big 5 agenda. If you know that,
Yeah.
it was one of it. And you need to realize something, yeah? Ruto, mimi ile kitu aliniboingi nayo kwanza wakati aliingia is the fact that you need to first of all finish up with the projects that have been there. The projects that have sold. We have roads, we have hospitals, there were schools bado. But yeye alikuja akaanza kufanya vitu zake.
By the bado kuna kwanga na zile NGCDF zenye zinapelekwanga kwa mashule. Are they still there?
Ziko but there is war yenye baba anaambia parliament, unajua hizi vitu tunafaa kupatia county. Hizi vitu wabunge hawafai kuwa na CDF.
Sasa will Matiang'i implement such?
Of course.
maybe according to
Fadhil is really fighting for Matiang'i.
No, no,
Amekulipa.
No, he has not paid me, but I've seen what he has been able to do.
Okay, we have all
zote.
seen Matiang'i ni hardworking.
Yeah.
But is he
Lazima kuwe na birds kwa kila kitu.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sasa
So-
kwa hizo birds ndio tunajaribu kuangalia if tutakuwa able to live with them when he becomes the president.
Okay.
If tungekuwa tunaangalia the good things Matiang'i has done, mimi ningekuwa side yake 100%. But I'm now focusing on the both the good and the bad. So inafanya niko 60-40. 40 on the good, 60 on the bad.
Right.
Mimi nitasema like unajua stand ya Matiang'i especially after my return much have changed especially on UDA side because walikuwa wanasema kama kina Silvanus Osoro walikuwa wanasema boys amerudi, you know, alikuja akafanya intro huko side za kwao akasema I'm in to vie, akarudi tena World Bank akasema kitu yenye iko ni boys amekuja tu kushtua. And now there is much yenye ilikuwa happen. Maverick Aoko alikuwa amesupport former government, sai I mean the current government presidential candidate. Sai pia amekuja na akasema I'll read a tweet by Maverick Aoko, just one tweet from Maverick on support for Matiang'i as we sign out of this one. Na unajua kuna mabloggers sai kila mtu amechukua side yake. Kama una side wajua tu kama una candidate yako mwenye ushatayarisha.
But as long as you're Ruto, sindio?
Acha mimi as anatafuta yake acha niwasomee reasons why Matiang'i might not be an option according to me. Reelers na mni support. Loyalty to Uhuru has cost him political goodwill, especially in Mount Kenya where Uhuru's influence has waned. Low visibility since 2022 elections. He went silent after Ruto took office, unlike leaders who remained politically active. Mnasema nini about your point?
Silence is a strategy. It's a political strategy. Too much availability kills. Nani anajua hiyo says kukuwa too much available.
Director anajua pale. Ati inaendaje hiyo kitu director?
Too much available mse. Pia inaharibu.
Wewe Phathil, what will you say about that? About him going silent?
Mafrika alikuwa anasema if you watch Fred Matiang'i's interview, then you cannot be oblivious to the obvious unless you are purely malicious. A philosopher king, one cannot shouter, equanimous, incorruptible, focused, a man with a vision for his country and the wherewithal to execute it. Now the question is, Rigathis insiders want Rigathi on the ballot. Matiang'i's insiders want Matiang'i the ballot. Kalonzo's insiders are saying Kalonzo must be in 2027 presidential election ballot. And Martha Karua is also saying it's time for women. The big question is, time is not yet ripe for anyone until 2026, either 2027 to come with it.
Hata nilikuwa nataka kuuliza when is the right time for us to know mwenye ako very much eligible kukapo.
You guys you've been in the Kenyan politics for a while, sindio? You understand that when the politics are just starting, kila mtu anakuanga kivyake. So it's about numbers. So you have to gather your people. And then when the time comes now to present your names, your presidential candidate now, that is when you decide as a coalition now. Dear huyu hapa. Umela, remember that time during Baba time? And there were so many of them, kulikuwa Mudavadi, Kalonzo, Raila, kulikuwa na Martha Karua. They decided, let's go with this woman and Raila Amolo Odinga. And they went in. So time bado.
Okay.
That's why we mentioned 2026. And now parties are gambling for Fred Matiang'i. Till next episode, find your candidate.
Lazima mtuambie kwa comment section what you think.
But we think Matiang'i might not be an option.
Yep, I also think Matiang'i might not be an option.
This is Real Talk Republic and I am Arego.
My name is Phathil Mulla, of course. Keep on watching.
It's me, the most beautiful host Bliss. I love you.
Till next time.